As families wrap up the final days of summer, back-to-school rush is officially underway. New clothes, fresh supplies, and packed schedules. But while many parents focus on what's going in the backpack, health experts are urging them to think about what's going on with their child's body and mind, too. Well, joining us today is Dr. Carlos Thomas, a board-certified pediatrician who is here to share some practical and much-needed advice on how to keep kids healthy, rested, and ready for a successful school year. From vaccinations to sleep routines to mental health and lunchbox tips, Dr. Thomas is covering it all. Welcome to What's Trending, Dr. Thomas, and thanks so much for having you here with us.
Thank you. It's a pleasure being here.
That's great. Now, we're going to be talking about the basics. Where should parents be thinking when it comes to health-wise and getting their kids ready for back to school?
So in your introduction, you spoke about keeping your child ready and healthy. So let's start with health. So it's a good time, if your child hasn't had his or her well-child visit, to visit your doctor to have a checkup. Make sure everything is in order and wonderful. It's also a great time to check the vaccine records, to make sure those very important vaccines are on board and are up to date. So those are very important. One of the things I like to speak to parents about towards the end of summer is the importance of getting your child ready as far as rest is concerned. So if school starts on Monday, Sunday is way too late to go to bed on time. You need a minimum of 1 week, sometimes 2 weeks, to get your child back in the school routine. So if bedtime is normally 8 o'clock, although we have another week or two, it's time to start going back to bed at 8 o'clock.
Now, we know that you talked about sleep, so we're going to skip over that. Since you were ahead of the game, you must have had these questions in your mind. But for a kid starting school, that's whether it's kindergarten or preschool, what can parents do to ease that transition, whether emotionally or physically?
A lot of parents will enroll their child in a summer program. So the child has already seen the campus, gotten used to the layout of the campus and what to expect. So it's a good idea to spend time with your child explaining that mom and dad will come back for you later on today, the younger ones. But it's great to walk them to their classroom, get them settled in. Many schools will allow the parents to come in the first day and to get their child settled in. That's very important. Fully rested, I don't want to jump ahead of you, but must have a hearty, healthy breakfast.
For sure.
Especially the older children who think they don't have to eat. It's very important to make sure your child has a healthy breakfast, which comprises not just sugary stuff, but proteins and fruit and vegetables.
That's definitely important. Now, usually around this time, school supplies get all of the attention, but are there any healthy supplies that you recommend parents pack in their children's lunch bags?
Well, let's start with the things you can do at home. So, resting well, eating well, contributes significantly to your health and your well-being. It helps your body to be healthy, your immune system to be ready to face the exposure that you will face in the weeks after schools begin. For the older ones, hand sanitizers and so on. Many schools are equipped with hand washing facilities and hand sanitizers. Those are very important. Make sure your child is taking their vitamins regularly. Those you can do at home. Teach your child good hygiene habits. How to cough or sneeze in their sleeves or in a tissue, how to discard it properly, to wash your hands. Those are very important tips to keep your child healthy.
Now, what should parents know about, like you mentioned, the coughing in their sleeves and all those other stuff, but how important is that when we want to prevent colds and flus and things like that?
It's vitally important, and children learn what they see. So as parents, we have to do the same thing all the time and set good examples. If you do that over and over during the entire summer, children will learn the idea of washing their hands. Always ask them, have you washed your hands before eating? Did you wash your hands after coming back home from playing? Very, very important to set the examples. So children learn what their parents teach them. And they not only learn what you tell them to do, but what you do They're always
Yes,
watching.
I was just going to say what they see you do and they
Absolutely.
tend to replicate as well. And on the issue of vaccinations, what should we be looking at as we get ready for back to school?
I can go over the vaccine series very quickly. Our vaccine series and schedule is similar to what's in other jurisdictions. So we start vaccinating babies at 2 months of age, typically. And so we call those the primary series. The first 3 sets you get typically at 2, 4, and 6 months. And after that, you see your doctor every 3 months. But the next vaccines are done at 1 year when you hear about the measles, mumps, rubella vaccine and chickenpox. And then there are booster vaccines at 15 and 18 months. After those are completed, the next round are between ages 4 through 6. And then again, age 10 through 12. But even when your child does not need a vaccination, it's very, very important that every year, starting from age 2, they see their doctor for a well-child visit.
That makes sense. And there has been a lot of talk about these COVID boosters and flu shots. Should these school-age children be adding these into the routine annually, or is that a discussion that you have between the parent and the physician to determine?
The answer is yes. You talk to the parents, and we strongly encourage the flu vaccine, for example. It's been around for a very, very long time. Many parents are anxious, worried, cautious, suspicious of the COVID vaccines. But the flu vaccines we strongly recommend. It's the #1 thing you can do to improve your child's chance of either not getting the flu or having a milder form. And the flu season starts typically around September, October, and runs through the early part of the following year. And so we recommend that children get their flu vaccines as well, as their parents.
Now, if there is one thing you wish every parent would keep in mind, what would it be as we start or get ready to start the school year?
Get very much involved in your child's school life. So each evening, have a chat, have a talk, ask how the day was, get involved in their homework. Even if you don't understand what they're doing, get involved in their homework, have them show you what they've done. Attend PTA meetings, get involved, talk to your child's teachers. Not enough parents get involved actively in their child's well-being.
Well, thank you, Dr. Thomas. Thank you so much for sharing your expertise with us. This day has definitely been helpful with the practical advice and tips that you have provided for parents and, of course, the kids heading back to school.
It's my pleasure.
Well, just to say now that we've got our health checklist covered, let's shift gears and find out what everyone has been talking about this weekend, from viral moments to trending headlines. It's time for this week's edition of What's the Buzz. Stay with us.